I think it's the best rebuild job in college basketball, what he's done.
And maybe college sports in general. Right behind the...
It's hard to disagree with it, I'll tell you that. It's really hard to disagree. And here's the better thing, is his dad was in the stands. His brother, Bryce, who's the head coach at Grand Canyon, was in the stands for that. So, he did it with his family there, and just awesome story to see. And I don't think Baylor's going away either.
No, not at all.
I don't know if they'll be as good as they were this past year, but they're not going away next season.
No,
either.
they'll still be tough.
Is that Coach Coffey?
Yeah, we got Coach.
All right, I get him this week.
Nice.
Coach, I'm glad I get back to chat with you this morning. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
It's not too bad. I had to catch up with the guys here on my Gonzaga, the national championship game, which wasn't these guys were all over me this morning about that game, saying it was the worst loss in Gonzaga history. But I said nobody was beating Baylor that night, Coach, right?
Not a chance. Not a chance. They were just too good.
And you guys were too good too, Coach. And talk to us a little bit about first ever Umpire 8 championship. You hosted that game. What a great story you guys were.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The local coverage and media has been just terrific, outstanding. So many different outlets, and just recognizing what these guys accomplished. It's the first one that we've had as Utica men's basketball, and we've had a tough year, as everyone has to a certain degree, and but losing a team member about a year ago in June, that just kind of weighed on us heavily throughout the year, and just a little something extra to play for, and it was kind of a special year, and kind of all culminated, kind of a full circle thing. In my 5 years here, and I have a fifth-year player, and Hunter Remley. We're getting beat by 30 in that same gym, 5 years ago, and just kind of looking at each other like, can't believe we did this, to come all the way back around and send him off with a title as a grad student, and just really, just all those kind of mental pictures you'll keep forever, just the faces and the emotions that you have, and just a lot of it's just kind of setting in, to be honest.
And, Coach, I don't know if I asked you this before when we had you on, but I know obviously with COVID, the abbreviated season, did you have to coach any different this season than say, in a normal full season? Was it different for you?
It was. I mean, there was just kind of this external, threat constantly of a case or contact of a case, just testing 3 times a week, and several sleepless nights. You get the email at 1 a.m, like you might have a positive, and you just don't know who, and you got to be rapid tested potentially in the morning, and you're trying to pinpoint. And it was like, so that external issue. But as far as coaching day to day, I think we had to shorten up a lot of the things that we do offensively. We just didn't have enough of the time to really be as sharp as we would want to be. Literally half the amount of practices in a normal year, and just really focusing even more on the defensive end. Knowing other teams are probably going through the same thing, so shooting percentage is probably going to be down, missing out on a full spring and summer. Kids really having a chance to work out at home and become better players, not having the opportunity to get into facilities and things. So kind of taking advantage of what everyone else is going through too. And,
sure.
We definitely had to shorten up our bench a little bit at times, but also needed it big time when we were in a really, really tough stretch of games, playing 2 times we played 3 games in 5 days, trying to get these games in, and you got to go a little deeper all of a sudden. Guys who maybe aren't going to play, typical, double-digit minutes in a game all of a sudden are out there for 12 minutes, just giving you something in the middle game of that 3-game stretch. So definitely a lot more, looking at the schedule and kind of piecing it all together with the challenges.
Coach, take me through the 2 games, because earlier in the season, St. John's Fisher got you early, Nazareth got you early, then you guys turned around in the tournament, and you beat Nazareth by 10, and then you put it to St. John Fisher, the top seed. What was different the second time around versus the first time?
Well, we've played those guys quite a bit. We know them really well. They know us well. And, we were still trying to figure ourselves out, adding back in Avery Costa, who was an all-league player a couple of years ago. who tore his ACL before last season, so he hadn't played a game in literally 2 years due to COVID and ACL. And, just working him back in, just the mentality of, getting through tougher times as we talk about all the time. And they were good older groups that, have kind of been our bugaboo as far as getting past them in my time here. And they're really well coached and really organized. And, and when you lose a game, you're in the position to, frankly, just make more adjustments, change more things for the next time around. Where if you win a game, you're probably not going to change as much. Obviously you want to tighten things up, but if you win, you win. And
yep.
You don't want to over-adjust what's working. So, we were fortunate to be in that position to do that. And I really just give it up to the players. It was more mentally just staying within the moment, not letting really tough runs against us, which this game is full of runs, be expanded because we just aren't handling our own issues, and we're trying to get it all back in a shot or two. The kids just, we looked at each other like we've been here before. I thought we were the most talented team in the league, frankly, going into this year, and a lot of people would agree with that. And a lot of it was just putting it together, and sometimes eating a couple of losses against good teams early really going to set you up for later in the year against those same teams.
And, Coach, you've really done a nice job recruiting, and I know we talked about some of the local kids here, especially Damien, who was the Rookie of the Year, but I want to talk to you a little bit about recruiting in general because, obviously when you win games, let alone championships, it kind of opens up the door even more for any program, really. But, you recruit all over the place. You got players that come in from all different areas. Talk about how this Umpire 8 championship could help you with recruiting.
Well, it definitely puts us out there more, where we're certainly seeing a little bit more in the uptick of transfers, to be honest. They might be coming from a really good Division III or Division II program, just, showing some general interest in the last week and a half, to be honest, and which is exciting, but, we're still also going to try to stick to what's worked, and it's a good mixture of the right fit of kids, and again, the mentality of coming here to really, share the ball and sacrifice shots and minutes to win. But winning, it's, people kind of find it interesting when I say it can be because I've won other places and had really good players, Player of the Year types, Rookie of the Year types at other schools, including Fisher.
Yep. And
it's a double-edged sword. It really is. It's great to get your name out there, but there's some of these recruits would look at it like I'm not going to go there and sit behind Damien Call for the next 3 years. I'm not going to go sit behind Tommy Morial. Like, they're good and they're young, and so there's a lot of these kids out there trying to find that balance of, yes, I want to win, but I also want to be a big part of that. And sometimes winning doesn't necessarily, titles at least, afford that opportunity immediately to kids that are looking for a bigger role right away instead of waiting their turn. So it can kind of work against you a little bit too. I'll be honest.
Well, Coach, we always enjoy having you on in here, and with this COVID thing hopefully going away, I'd love to have you come in studio and talk sports with us for a couple hours.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'll have to reach out to you, and love to have you in here. Continue the good work. We love having you on. You're one of our favorite guests to talk some hoops with, Coach.
Thanks a lot. And I'm just happy for the area again. We really want to tie this program and championships back to the Utica Long Valley area. We really do feel a strong representation of Utica, and just having that on our chest as we go out and play. And we really want to be considered the city's basketball team. Outside of just Syracuse basketball, so.
Absolutely.
We're excited for the city, and we're going to keep doing our outreach to everybody too.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you.
I was going to say here, Coach, congratulations, and I know number 5 is always in your heart and mind. So you made him proud.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach.
You guys have a good weekend.
Congrats, Coach.
Yeah, and when you look at the landscape of recruiting, I know it's all